Hey guys, this is Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I'm doing a review of the White Light Oracle by Alana Fairchild and the wonderful artwork by A. Andrew Gonzalez. And oh my gosh, I've had this one for maybe a year or more, and I was like, what? I haven't done a review of this? So here you guys go. Because this is one of my deep meditation decks. So this is not a deck that I use for my readings that I do for clients, and it's not one that I would necessarily use in a spread, but just more like I pull a single card and I go into a deep meditation, like we go deep. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at this box. And you may have seen it floating around on Amazon, on the interwebs, maybe even on Blue Angel Publishing on their website. But once you guys see these images, like, dude. And these images are like ethereal, like they're not even human or really even animal, but they're like a sort of an essence of them, of how we would perceive them here in the 3D. And it's just amazing. So we'll get to those in a moment. And I just want to take a look at the guidebook because, like I said, it's this is crazy. Like the things that you can tap into and learn about yourself and feel, it's amazing, at least in my experience. And I hope that, those of you that have this deck, or maybe you're thinking about it, maybe that'll be your experience too, or maybe even something even more fantastic. So we have a nice, actually thick book here for the guidebook. Alana Fairchild loves to write. So I do enjoy, taking a gander at what she has to say in her guidebooks, because I think it's really interesting. It's kind of food for thought, and I kind of weigh that with my own intuition and what I feel. And it's great for journaling. So please take a look at the guidebooks that the authors create, because some of them are fantastic writers. So there's a little introduction here on what the White Light Oracle is. Kind of what is that white light? What is that, kind of source energy, the dimension beyond this one, kind of where we all come from. She goes into a little bit of the backstory of the Oracle deck. Talking about the rapture, out of ego into the sacred. This is definitely a heart-based deck. Yes, it's very high vibe, but I do believe that in our heart center, that is quite high vibe as well. So a lot of great information here. Ecstasy of the natural kind, and kind of what it means. What is this ecstasy? How to play with your White Light Oracle. See, I like that because it's, I think sometimes we have to take our magical tools seriously, but also with a bit of lightheartedness, so that we can tap into other ways of looking at things and being and doing, So anyway, there's, some examples of how you can use the deck, some spreads, so on and so forth. And then we get into the messages, and it's, of course, just black and white here in this book. But you'll have whatever the keyword or words were here, they're written here. You get a little bit more information, and then really dives deep into that particular card and something that you could do for the healing process, some sort of journaling, meditation. I think is fantastic. And believe me, I've gotten through some big blockages with this deck. So as you know, I'm already like highly recommending this. But like I said, I don't use it with really any other cards. There you go. There's Alana Fairchild. And you have your artist, A. Andrew Gonzalez. He is so freaking talented. You'll see in just a moment. And there you go. That is your guidebook. So let's take a look at the cards here. And I know it's a little dark in this video, and that's because it's pretty dark outside. Our monsoon season is lasting a little bit longer actually. So if you guys hear some cracking of thunder in the background, I think that's going to be sweet. Anyway, I have a regular size tarot card here, and I just want to show you, just for example, how big these oracle cards are. So you can see that they are, a little bit taller, but quite a bit wider. Now, I don't have ginormous hands, but I am 5'8", so I have a hard time shuffling this way. So I do a little top shuffle with this deck, just in case you were interested in that part. Okay, so let's take a look at the backs of the cards. And like I said, you can see like, oh, this is an animal, but it's kind of in a different dimension, and it's more, maybe is it an animal just because that's what my human mind can perceive, but maybe it's a different energy. It's fantastic. Anyway, it has a matte finish to it, and as far as the cardstock, I'd say that was 300 plus. It's very thick. This might be really hard to riffle shuffle, or even side shuffle. So I would say this is a top shuffle deck, or you could do a wash, or however else you want to, shuffle your cards. But anyway, there you go. Let's take a look at these beautiful images. Okay, so you're going to see a lot of interesting things down here. There might be words that you don't understand. Then you're going to see numbers too, and I'll explain those when we get to them. But just to go into the image, and especially in meditation, just, oh my God, it brings up so much stuff. So like if you don't know what is Parvati and what is Lasya, you can go into the guidebook if you wish. But like I said, tap into the energy of the image. These aren't really real people. These aren't real animals. I'm not saying like these aren't real animals as in it's not a photograph. That's not what I mean. It's more an energy, but my mind perceives it as a tiger. You see, I don't know if you guys understand what I'm seeing, but here we have certain numbers like 111, 222, 333, some of those repeating numbers, and they do have an association to them, so a numerological association. But like here with the tiger, I associate certain characteristics, feelings, energy with tiger. And so my human mind sees tiger, but really this is just a reflection of that energy. That may not be exactly what the energy, like quote unquote, looks like. Then you're going to start seeing hertz. So I actually have an app on my phone that I can tune up or down the frequency of a certain number of hertz. And I have been working with that along with whatever card I pull. And oh my gosh, like I feel it in whatever chakra it's hitting. It's so freaking amazing. That's why I love this deck so much. And if I've ever read for you, you're probably not going to see this deck just because this is a very personal one. And I go deep with it, dude, deep. Here's another hertz. Some of them are very low frequencies, and then you go kind of up into the like heart chakra frequency. Some of them are a lot higher, and you can definitely feel it in your body. So like I'm saying, if you're reading these and you're like, who's Queen of the Nagas? What is Nagas? You can always take a look at the guidebook. But I always say, trust your intuition first. Go in with that. Let your higher self speak to you. Let source energy, let your intuition speak to you. It's like they're alabaster statues that move, that have fluidity to them. So not only the energy that's within the character or hertz or master number that's being displayed, but there's an energy, a frequency within the art itself. Ooh, you guys hear the thunder? Maybe I should take a look at this card, Telepathy of Terra Mater. Rains are gonna come down. The sacred scar. Beautiful. These beings. Wow. Oh, I think it's starting to rain out there. See, this was cool because, you know, I used to teach high school for many, many years. And many of my students, they would consider themselves Chaldean. And so Chaldean means like Christian Middle Eastern, Christian Arab. And so they would distinguish themselves from the Muslim students. So they would call themselves Chaldean. And actually they had a language that is a dialect of Arabic. So they would speak Chaldean. And yes, they could speak like Arabic Suri, so like Syrian Arabic, but other people who weren't from certain parts like couldn't understand Chaldean because it was like their secret code back and forth almost, they would say. Ooh. Dude, you guys, lightning just flashed in here. What a time to be doing a deck review. I hope you guys enjoy the ambiance of this deck review. The freaking storm happening in the background. Oh, sounds like a particular lightning that shook the apartment complex just to set off everybody's car alarm. Dude, this one, heart chakra, up into the throat chakra. And they do talk about different wavelengths with the beta, the delta, alpha, you know, things like that. I worked with this card for a really long time because I, you know, have a tachycardia and PVCs, and this card really helped. Wow, punctuated with thunder. I like it. Such beautiful cards. Okay, so at the end of my reviews, I always like to pull a card. If the message connects with you, that's fantastic. If not, then I just hope that you enjoyed this deck review and looked at all these gorgeous images and their energetic frequency and just so awesome. I'm actually going to use Alana Fairchild's book to read off the message just so you can see a comparison, like her writing along with the artwork that's presented by A. Andrew Gonzalez. Okay, so what message do we need to know right now? Oh, Deer of Delta. Okay, let's get in tight with this particular image. Look at all that's going on in there. So beautiful, so precious. Okay, so I'm going to take a look at Alana Fairchild's guidebook here, and we see it's card number 26. So let's go back to 26. Okay, here we go. Without a force, you can overcome even extreme negativities. Your real nature is gentle, which is powerful in its own unique way. You do not need to become something you are not. You can confidently and effectively invoke spiritual protection from the light. You can never be dominated or bullied at a spiritual level because the real you is always empowered and protected in the light. Of course, it goes into, you know, a lot of, you know, other details and things like that. And it's also talking about the delta waves are anywhere between 0 to 4 hertz, you know, it being the slowest, most stabilizing brain waves. Yeah, and just so much. Oh my gosh, and the healing process here. Okay, but I really want to take, you know, this message here. We often see deer as these, you know, gentle, peaceful creatures, but we also know that it could mess up a mofo, but it doesn't really have to do that, you know, too often because of the power that's in the grace of that particular animal. So the frequency, the energy of that animal, and then it being represented here in the artwork. And then those delta waves being the slowest, most stabilizing, powerful, foundational type waves. So that is freaking awesome. I hope, some of you guys connected with that message. But anyway, I hope you guys dug this deck review of the White Light Oracle. Like I said, this is more of a meditation deck for me. I don't do spreads with this deck. I don't pair it with any other cards. And I don't use it in my client readings. I mean, if you really wanted me to use it in one of your readings, I could, but I prefer to keep this as a personal deck. But anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have this deck, let me know. If you use it in a completely different way than I do, let me know as well. I'll put the link down below if you are interested in the deck, but really I just love showing off artwork. I just love showing off the creativity and the magic that's out there. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding 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 notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading from me, head over to www.kittenswaitsandtarot.com. I have a lot of different readings. I even have conchomancy readings. That's right, I read with seashells. I have scrying, I have Lenormand, I have mediumship readings, and rainbow bridge readings, because one of my favorite things to do is to connect to our little four-legged and sometimes flight feathery loved ones and scaly loved ones that crossed over on the rainbow bridge. But I also have my Wally's World Oracle is over there, the salves that I create, my room and body sprays, all of my little magical stuff, so definitely go check it out. But if you're looking for more witchy goodness, maybe check out Desert Cauldron. It's all one word on Etsy, or check us out on the Instagrams at desert.cauldron. We have a lot of unique, one-of-a-kind items. Many of them, they're either created by us, kind of mixed in with things that are over 100 years old, because, again, we want it to be unique. We want it to have its own bit of magic in there. But some stuff is created by local artisans as well. One of the things that we have in there right now, we have a few crystals floating around in the shop, and one of them is this beautiful purple fluorite. So if you want a little bit of help with cognitive recall, being able to retain information, anything having to do with memory, with the mind, keeping things steady and clear, purple fluorite is really going to help you out with that. So we have this in the shop, so definitely go check out Desert Cauldron. And thank you to all of you that have purchased from our shop. We hope you enjoyed all your lovely goodies. So yeah, come dance in the desert with us over at Desert Cauldron. And actually, I'm borrowing James's singing bowl right now. So nice. I just thought it went well with the frequency of this oracle deck. But anyway, all of my other information is down below for my newsletter, my Leon Mystery School, where I teach Mayan astrology, but there's other courses taught by other teachers as well. I have my Patreon group where I have different levels, different goodies that I offer over there. Yeah, so, go check out all that good stuff, and I will catch you spiritual homies later. All right, peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.